Hello. Good morning, everyone. My name is Bianca Cabán, and I'm very excited to be here with you all today. I'm here with my esteemed, amazing panelists, Denisse Rodríguez and Isabel Rullán. Today, we are going to discuss how millennial entrepreneurs are leveraging the diaspora for innovative business growth in Puerto Rico. But first, I would like to start by discussing how millennials are doing business all over the world by creating new models of investment, collaboration, and networks and communication. And actually, Isabel, Denisse, and I are all collaborating through our respective work. Our generation realizes that we are all interconnected, and we leverage this interconnectedness, our vast, strong networks, to get big things done all over the world. So, instead of seeing the world and our global economy as a pie that needs to be chopped up, we see it as an expansive pie that we can grow and all win together. And we do this through technology. Isabel and Denisse are going to give specific examples of that, but first I'll start with my story. I am a diaspora Puerto Rican. I was born and raised and educated in the Bronx, New York, and in Boston. I worked on Wall Street for 5 years. I traveled throughout Latin America, Africa, the Middle East, Europe, studying banking models and economies. At the end of last year, I left my role at a merchant bank to work on economic revitalization projects in Puerto Rico and mainland US and beyond. The first part of my new business model is to invest in Latina entrepreneurs. Give yourselves a hand. The second part of my business model is to collaborate with socially conscious millennial investors and entrepreneurs to bring global capital, networks, and operating expertise to Puerto Rico. So far, I've brought teams of investors from Asia and the United States to develop and work on deals here on the island and bid on key development projects. I plan to continue doing so and to bring viable investment to Puerto Rico so we can revitalize our beautiful island. So back to why Latina entrepreneurs? Latinos and immigrants in the United States are leading new business creation. And women are leading that trend. But what we need is access to capital, networks like Silicon Valley and Wall Street, and education to propel our businesses to the next level. When I was establishing a bank in Africa, I visited the continent and I met the president of Rwanda. He has leveraged women in all facets of his society in economics and politics to revitalize his country from a civil war. Women are given the banking products and access to capital they need to grow their businesses. They also make up the highest percentage of parliament out of any country in the world, 70%. So if Rwanda can do this, Puerto Rico can definitely do this. Look at all the amazing women we have here today. We need to leverage the brilliance and talent to revitalize our economy. That's why I'm working with several other Puerto Rican women entrepreneurs to increase access to capital to Latinas in Puerto Rico and in mainland United States. We're collaborating with Denisse through her work at the Foundation for Puerto Rico, and we're basically getting access to capital to these women. Denisse and I met through Isabel. Here's the interconnectedness. When I went to go visit Isabel's office, I'm an ambassador for Isabel's organization, ConPRmetidos. And Denisse and I realized we're both members of the World Economic Forum Global Shapers Community. I'm part of the New York Hub, she's part of the Sangwon Hub. So it just shows you how we're all very connected. And now we're leveraging Denisse's work through Kiva Zip to bring access to capital to Latina entrepreneurs in Puerto Rico and beyond. Denisse, can you please discuss this new model of investment that you've brought to Puerto Rico and how it's leveraging the diaspora to bring capital to our island and to our entrepreneurs?
Sure.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with a room full of these amazing women and men. I was a member of our diaspora. I used to live in New York, and I know the sense of longing, the sense of the emotional link you feel with the island, even when you're away. And that, that feeling that you want to know how you can give back, even from afar. So a few years later, when I'm already here in Puerto Rico and I learned about Kiva, I instantly thought this would be an amazing tool to facilitate engagement with our diaspora. And at Foundation for Puerto Rico, we didn't hesitate. We said we need to somehow give access to our entrepreneurs to this amazing platform called Kiva, which facilitates access to capital at 0% interest for entrepreneurs that are underserved by the traditional banking system so far, with the idea of building that pipeline and helping people be able to access those loans later on. So imagine that you're a Puerto Rican that lives in DC, and you're able to be in Puerto Rico this weekend. And you supported Mariana Reyes, who is the organizer of Las Fiestas de la Calle Loíza, which I invite many of you to go this Sunday. It's going to be amazing. And let's say you're able to go there this Sunday, and then you look around, you look at the amazing crowd of people, you look at all the kiosks, and you tell yourself, I am part of this. I supported Mariana through Kiva with a loan of $25, and that makes you part of Las Fiestas de la Calle Loíza. And better yet, Mariana will give you that money back, and then you can recycle it and lend it to some other Puerto Rican entrepreneur. Now, that's what Kiva is, and that's what we're trying to do with this new investment model. And another example that I'd like to highlight of how Foundation for Puerto Rico is leveraging our diaspora to bring business growth to Puerto Rico is how we're promoting Puerto Rico as a destination in collaboration with our diaspora. And specifically, I'm going to give a specific example of how we're doing that with promoting Puerto Rico as an academic destination. We've seen through a survey we did to international and US students that many of them learned about Puerto Rico through friends and family. So our diaspora are actually our brand ambassadors, wherever they are. And so we came to the realization that we need to give them the tools, and we need to help them help us, right? And so we've seen how just a little bit of work and a lot of communication with our diaspora can bring in a lot of change in Puerto Rico. For example, we have great assets around the world, and specifically in New Haven and Colombia. These Puerto Ricans are helping us open the market for our universities there. Now, what does that mean for all of us? It means thousands of students coming to Puerto Rico, having they need housing, they need transportation, they need retail. Their parents and friends come to visit them. Maybe they fall in love and stay in Puerto Rico, and then our population starts going up. It has a spillover effect in our economy. And it all starts with looking at our diaspora as an asset.
Thank you, Denisse. Isabel, through her work with ConPRmetidos and their Puerto Rico Global Initiative, has been instrumental in helping me establish my business here on the island. Isabel, can you talk about how you're doing this at scale through technology, through Puerto Rico Global?
Thank you, Bianca. As you may see, Bianca is an example of our diaspora, a person who has a specific knowledge and a passion to give back to Puerto Rico. And that's precisely what we saw in ConPRmetidos. Puerto Rico's biggest asset is our human capital. And it's not only the 3.5 million Puerto Ricans we have here, it's the 5.1 million Puerto Ricans we have abroad. So we have to look at Puerto Rico as a bigger than 100 by 35. And the interesting thing about the diaspora is that they are passionate and they want to give back. So what we did was we started to research what other countries were doing with their diaspora for economic development. For example, India's diaspora in Silicon Valley has outsourced many of their office and many of their services to Bangalore, which has now become the Silicon Valley of India, creating amazing jobs in India because they can't do it at all in Silicon Valley. So like that, there are many other examples. And we launched 2.5 months ago the Puerto Rico Global Initiative in New York and in DC, and now we're going to Miami in 2 weeks. And the response has been amazing. So many Puerto Ricans with top-level positions, executives, people in federal government, all with wanting to help. And that's why we created the digital platform, which is similar to what Angie just presented. It's a marketplace where you create your profile and it matches you with a person that can help you out. So how awesome is that? That, you know, we have so many Puerto Ricans wanting to help, and now we connect with each other. 2 examples of this, because it can be bringing back investment, but it can also be bringing back connections, expanding your networks, your business. We have a person who just used the platform. He's about to launch a technology app, and he was looking for investment. And he connected with a Puerto Rican in New York. He flew over there, he met with him, and now this Puerto Rican is going to invest in his company. We have another example of a student who's actually using the platform to gather information for his thesis. And he's gotten so many information to work on his, thesis to graduate. So it has to do with knowledge, it has to do with investment, it has to do with mentoring. The possibilities are endless. And that's what we have to start looking in Puerto Rico. We have so many resources out there and so many people that want to help out. It's a matter of connecting, and it's a matter of changing our mindset and being open to actually collaborating with others.
Thank you, Isabel. There was a slide up that showed arrows. If we could maybe bring that back. Puerto Rico with arrows?
It's in a loop, so it's going to come.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So to continue on the circle theme that we talked about earlier with the pie, what Puerto Rico needs is an arrow pointing outward. We need to export our knowledge, our services, our goods, our talent, and we need to connect to the global economy. But what we also need, what's also critical, is the arrow pointing back to Puerto Rico. We need to reinvest the financial gains that we've realized abroad, the knowledge that we've gained, and the networks that we've acquired back into our local economy, into our entrepreneurs, into our women, all of you, the next generation of entrepreneurs that are out there sitting in the audience. And we need to commit to doing this for the long-term sustainable economic growth of our country, of our island. And so I want to end, and we're really ahead of time, which is great, by pointing to specific examples from both of these amazing women of how we can take action steps to contribute to that circulation and new investment models, new models of collaboration that we can do right now. So do you want to start, Denisse?
Sure, thank you. I would start by saying that it's very important that you share your network with others, that you share your business idea. Don't keep it all bottled up as if it's the best kept secret. Actually, by sharing your business idea, you validate it. And if you know about lean startup, that's the first thing you have to do. You validate it, and you also gather supporters and possibly team members that you are looking for. And I would also say that it's important that from the design of your idea or your project or your initiative, you incorporate into the equation our diaspora. Think global and think about our diaspora from the beginning, from the design, and that's going to help you a lot when you start out and scale your idea or initiative a lot faster. And I would like to invite all of you to learn more about Foundation for Puerto Rico. And if you're interested in learning more about Kiva, we have 2 entrepreneurs actively fundraising right now. One is Juan, and the other one is Raquel, and they have amazing stories of resilience, empowerment, and how they're going to be impacting our social and economic situation with their businesses. So I invite you to go into Zip, zip.kiva.org. That's zip.kiva.org. Thanks.
Thank you. Isabel?
Well, I wanted to add a little bit to that, the importance of here we are, it's about sharing connections also, you know. I've met so many people through Bianca. Bianca has met a lot of people through me. And it's been such a great experience of really broadening our networks. And as also Denisse talked about Kiva, I of course want to increase the amount of people that actually collaborate with each other. So I invite you to register to PuertoRicoGlobal.org. I think they were sharing some flyers around of what the platform is, what you can do in it. You can also find even job opportunities. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And also invite other Puerto Ricans, friends, family, colleagues that are here and that are abroad. You know, the bigger the pie, the more amount of people we have, the more it would work. You know, so at the end, what we want is we want to move our economy forward, and we have the best asset, which is the human capital out there and here. So I invite you all to register, okay, and collaborate.
Thank you. Great. So that concludes our panel. Thank you so much for having us. And come talk to us after.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.